Well, now, guess who it is?
Self-awareness leads to wisdom.
Yeah, I'm back again, and some misfortunate things happened. One, in the middle of my last recording, the game crashed. Or super sad. Two, I wanted to get first impressions of the game and some of my first impressions of the open world, and I waited until today to do that since we were getting our character vouchers, which is why I have Genshin right now because I used it on her because I wanted her. And so I did several things in this world. I unlocked a tower here. I unlocked a Central Plains tower. Yeah. So I did a lot of that. Wrapped up some of my thoughts. Got ready to get off the game, and you wouldn't believe it, but I was never recording. Oh man, I wasn't recording. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. So all of those original true thoughts are gone. My true reactions to some of the stuff in the open world is gone. My impressions to all that is gone. I did a quest where I had to save a cat from a tree. I think that's the tree actually that I see in the distance. I did some other things and generally had my real reactions to things like movement in the open world and climbing and stuff like that. Uh, because that was my first impression on that stuff. I was doing my first impression in three parts. One was the very opening of the game, or a very first hour impression. Then there was my, you know, systems and stories impression of the opening parts of the game concerning that, and stuff like the gotcha system and all that, and how just basically things beyond the very opening hour, but not quite out in the world. So I did have that second open impressions video or first impression video, and then I wanted to do a third and final one about the open world and my impression on it, and then do an overall overarching impression. But I lost that, so doesn't mean I won't run around though and still discuss some of the things that I tried to discuss at the end of that. Anyway, it's probably not too hard now for me to do that. Um, since those thoughts are fresh in my head, I'll just go out and do it again. I'll just fight stuff again. And wow, that's a very far shadow. I see my shadow down there. That's pretty cool. But yeah. As for my thoughts on the open world, it's a good world. The movement, though, is what gets me. The fact that I can just run up a wall like that is crazy. And the sides of it, look at that. And for a world with walls and boundaries like this, that is huge. It feels really good. I don't know if that's an enemy or not, to be honest. I've been looking at the. Let me see. All right, buddy. I love this character so much. So yeah, my thoughts on this game can be summed up in a few ways. It's a good game. It's no, not a Genshin Killer. Let's leave that in, leave that behind. I don't know why we need to say that, but it is
Banish all vice.
a Genshin competitor. Hold on, I'm in the middle of something here.
No hesitation.
It's just amazing.
An unexpected.
Yeah, let's see. Let me look for an objective to go towards while I ramble a little bit. I'll go towards this tower. Let's track it. So, yeah, it let's leave the Genshin Killer thing behind, even though I never really liked that in the first place. I don't think anyone, myself included, was ever looking for a Genshin Killer. If anything, people were looking for something to make Genshin better, something to give it competition so that it could finally realize its own potential. You know, without competition, something doesn't have any reason to improve as long as people are going for it. And I think Genshin is a good example of that. So yeah. I wasn't looking for a Genshin Killer, for one. And for two, I was looking for... Wow, that moon is nice. That's a nice moon. But two... Okay, I think that's the tower right there. Are those animals fighting? That is crazy. Well, they are literally fighting each other. That is kind of crazy. I'm gonna just jump in here and just take it for myself.
Banish all vice.
Swift and resolute.
I'll take that. Oh, what the heck? Sure, give me that. But two,
Cherish every game.
I think people want this to be its own good game anyway. I don't think people are just looking for this game to either kill Genshin or make it better. People are wanting this game itself to be a good game. It's not like the whole purpose of this game was to push Genshin or kill Genshin or whatever. Like, Genshin aside, I personally want this game to just succeed for itself. So yeah, holy crap, man. How far is it? Whoa. Okay. That's it in the distance. I thought it was that. I thought it was the thing directly in front of me. It's not. Wait. So yeah. I want this to be its own good game. I need to find somewhere where I could just stop and talk, because I keep getting interrupted by battles. Alright, I'm almost there. Tetra, what was that? Oh, it's fish? Okay. Alright, new tower. Are those enemies? There's no way they have an enemy right here. Okay, it's not. Okay. Now I can just give my thoughts with minimum interference. Actually, let me activate this first. Wait. Wait. Did it... Huh? Wait a minute. It activated the tower without doing the animation thing. That's kind of weird. Why did it not do an animation? Yeah, okay, whatever. I don't care. Anyway, so Genshin in this game. What do I think about it? What people do want is for it to be a Genshin competitor to make Genshin better. And for good reason. I mean, that game does a lot of things well, but it does have some things that it could improve on. And I believe this game is probably the same way. Like it's a good game. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but it don't have to be. Uh, People play games for a variety of different reasons, and different games do different things better than one another. And I don't think that Wuthering Waves or Genshin are any different. I'm someone that plays a lot of different games from a lot of different genres, even. I will play anything from these open world anime gotcha games to shooters, the occasional fighting game, strategy games, platform fighters, you name it, puzzle games, and that's just genres I'm talking about. But then you can get into the purpose of the game. I'll play casual games. I'll play competitive games. You know, you can get into the platform. I play PC games. I play console games. I play a lot of different games, is what I'm saying. And throughout my time playing games, one of the things I can say is that yes, different games do things differently than one another, and some do things better than another one does, and that's what games do. That's how games work. Like, um, and just because this game isn't a Genshin Killer does not mean it's a bad game. That's my point. That's what I really want to say. People think in extremes way too much. They have to have one extreme or the other. It has to be either this game demolishes Genshin, it kills Genshin, Genshin has to shut down because this game took every single player, haha. Or either it's like, oh, this game didn't do anything. It didn't kill Genshin, so it's an awful, terrible game, and now there's no point in Wuthering Waves even existing. Haha, anyone that played Wuthering Waves or had any interest in it, you were stupid because, haha, look, Genshin still exists. Both of those standpoints are just kind of asinine. I'm gonna call it like it is, and I don't know if that's gonna offend anyone, but if it does, then I'm just saying you need to reevaluate how you look at games. This game not killing Genshin does not mean that this game doesn't have its own merits, and that also doesn't mean that Genshin doesn't have its own things that it couldn't be doing better. You know, that's the truth. Just cause it's not a Genshin Killer doesn't mean that it's a bad game. But also, that doesn't mean that this game itself is perfect either. Like, it does have some things it could do better. Absolutely, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have any worth or purpose as a game. Um, I guess the best way to think about that is what I was looking for in this game in the first place was not the exact same things I look for in Genshin, because Genshin has told me what it wants to be. It's an open world gotcha game that's heavily story driven and, has some characters and all that. Very character driven, and it's a somewhat casual experience. That's cool. I'm all right with that. I mean, if that's what they want it to be, that's what it is. You gotta accept what they want it to be. You can ask them to change it, but if they don't want to, then it is what it is. Wow, she leaves footprints in the sand. That's cool. Anyway, that said, this game was said to probably be heavier on the combat experience, and combat is something that interests me heavily, so that's what I look for here. And I think that's what it is. That's how games work. You find things in one game that you don't find in another, and you take them upon their merits, and you decide how much or how important that is to you. For me, combat is very important, so I'm here. However, story, a good world, lore, all of that, that's really important to me too, and that's why I'm still stuck on Genshin to this day. I'm excited to see everything that happens in that game. I'm excited to see the world. I'm excited to see new characters. I'm excited to see new archons. But it does leave quite a bit to be desired in the combat department, and not even the gameplay, but just places to use your characters, places to get into combat. There's mainly the Spiral Abyss, and then there is a new mode coming. But yeah, I do wish there was more stuff to do in that game with my characters, and more challenging stuff is the thing. Not just more stuff, but more challenging stuff. But it has enough of the boxes ticked where I feel like it still has purpose in my lineup of games. So that's why to this day, I still continue to get on Genshin Impact. Surprise, surprise. This game might somewhat be the opposite, because the writing, it's not the strongest. The voice acting isn't the best. You could be just, I mean, I can just be honest, but the combat is exhilarating, and it feels like it heavily relies on my skill as a player. That's something that's important to me. So, if I'm feeling like a casual experience, boom, I'm probably going to be jumping on Genshin. If I feel like getting into something that's going to challenge me, I'll probably be jumping onto this. And because I care about my progress in both, I'll probably be playing both simultaneously, hopping from one to the other, because I'm getting different things from both games. I get that that's not everybody. Some people just want casual experiences. Some people just want hardcore experiences. And you'll have to pick which games you want to play according to that. But for me, there is no pick or choose. There is no false dichotomy here. It's two games I want to play. Like, so yeah, I'm not looking for a Genshin Killer for that reason, because I'm still interested in Genshin. Why would I want Genshin to die? Like, that's like, if I wanted a Genshin Killer, then sounds like I don't like Genshin or even want it to exist at that point. But I'm also not wanting this game to fail, because it has a lot of things going for it, and I want to see this game grow too. Wuthering Waves has so many good things about it, and the combat for me is one of the best. So, that's where I stand on that. People are way too black and white about it. They're way too extreme. There's Genshin people or Genshin fans that are just wanting this game to hang up and close its doors and give up into space. And then there's people that are fans of this game that really, really, really want to just see it topple Genshin and make Genshin a thing of the past. And it's like, dude, no, that's not me. In either camp, that's not me. So I'm hoping they compete with each other and make one another better. So, and I believe that can happen. And again, I don't think that. Why is there just a chair up here? Can I sit? That is funny. Okay, so we're gonna sit. Why is there a chair up here? Oh, that's perfect for this discussion. So, I'm sorry, that just caught me off guard. That's perfect because I'm just talking. So, yeah, we're gonna just sit here. Yeah. But as for Wuthering Waves, what things does it have going for it? And how do I view it so far? I view it favorably. Yeah, it does have its purposes to me, and I can see that there are things that it could work on. Sure. First of all, the technical issues. I had them myself. The game had crashed on me, and it had frustrated me to the point that I just said whatever and got off the game until the next day. Yeah, that's not good. They definitely need to work on the technical aspects. So that's hard reasons. Like that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. The writing is so-so. I've heard worse, I've seen worse, but I've definitely seen better. The voice acting is very hit or miss. I like the voices themselves. Like, the voices themselves are pleasing, but they could be a little more expressive, especially in dialogue choices. So, eh, those things are like hard C's. They're C grade. But I do think that with the game being brand new and everything, people are probably a little more focused on the technical aspects than they should be. That stuff will iron itself out. The game is a couple of days old. It's like a few days old, okay? Like, I feel like people that are super worried about the technical aspects haven't played many games at launch. Now, there might be a lot of mobile players that are used to games maybe working directly at launch, but I'm someone who's played console games and PC games a lot, and this is not the worst launch by far. There's been some games that are just terrible at launch. Like, they literally do not work. And while this game does have its bugs and crashes and stuff, I believe that it'll iron itself out because, I mean, the studio is wanting this game to succeed. They're doing what they can. They're showing us that by giving us free characters. We get two almost instant for 5-star characters and another one that we get to pull for of our choosing. So two of them that we can choose and one of them that's random, and then one of the random and one of the ones we can choose are almost instant. Well, with the voucher, it really is instant. And so yeah, the technical things those are bad, but it'll get better. The character designs amazing. I literally cannot say anything bad about the designs. Even this main character looks amazing. Like, this is great design. Maja's amazing design. This character is amazing. There's no bad looking character in the game. So if that's anyone's gripe, I don't know what to tell you. You're just wrong. And I'm normally not someone that says an opinion can be wrong, but that's about as wrong as an opinion can be to me personally. It's still an opinion, so you're not technically wrong if you think these characters look bad. But I'm like, it's so close to being as wrong as what an opinion can be. I don't know what to tell you. Like, these characters look great, so I'm not even going to argue with that one. Yeah, characters are great. Their voices can or could be better. Not necessarily the voices, but just the emotion behind them. The open world itself, though, great. It's fantastic. I played around in it a bit. I'm kind of sad that I lost a lot of that footage, but it's whatever. Wow, look at the clouds. It's nice looking clouds. But yeah, it's an open world. What do you want from it, right? It's at this point, it is what it is, right? We've all played an open world. You run around in the world, you find things, you fight things, you complete tasks, you do things. That's what an open world is. I don't know what you want from it. What I do like about the open world is that it feels very full. There are enemies around every corner. There are bases and houses. It feels lived in and populated, and that's what I like from an open world. Is for it to not feel sparsely populated. It's very, 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 very
It is
dense.
natural to feel dreadful of the unknown. Yet, there are times when the unknown harbors hope. Like how I can never know what else this path.
She just spoke, so I just let her talk. But yeah, the world feels populated, at least from what I've played of it. I need to get around into more, but hey, at least from what I've played, yeah, it feels good enough. The movement is amazing. The fact that you can just do stuff like that. Like I'm down off the mountain like that. I'm down off of the rock spire like that, and I could get back up just as easy. To me, that is crazy. And in an open world game, movement is everything. Look at that. I'm here, dude. that that is crazy good. That's cool. So, wow, look at that. Now, in Genshin, that would have taken me like half a minute to a whole minute just to get up, let alone go down and get back up. But yeah, so I like the movement, and then of course there's the combat. The combat in this game, it's just good. Like, and that's the only way I can put it. It feels like it largely depends on me to be successful. And sure, it's a gotcha game, and sure, there's level up stuff, so it's not all your personal power, because, like, some characters are going to be stronger than others. Some of your equipment's going to be better leveled than others. There's 5-star versus 4-star characters, 5-star versus 4-star weapons, so it's not all on you, but at least the actual gameplay itself feels like it's mostly upon you to be successful.
Bad timing.
Like, that was bad timing, like you said.
Strike from the shadows.
Banish all vice.
It just feels good to play. It's just good. It's good combat. The dodging is insane.
Embrace the oneness.
Swift and resolute.
Like, that's just fun. It's just fun combat, and I believe for me that's gonna be what carries it. So, are those hyenas? Or no, those are wolves. Like hyenas. What the heck? Bro.
Appear before me.
I want to do
One
that.
of the sounds.
Come forth.
Oh, I expected him to attack me. He didn't. Woof.
No hesitation. The end has come.
That is so nice.
Be gone.
Just like that, I get a wolf. Fusion Dread, man. So yeah, the combat is amazing. But I guess I'll leave it there. This had better been recording, I swear. If it wasn't, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it again. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the game. To summarize, no, it doesn't have to be a Genshin Killer. Didn't want it to be. I'm not looking for it to be, and I don't think many other people are looking for it to kill Genshin, but to compete in this space and maybe make one another better, sure. And it's its own thing, maybe we should treat it as that. Maybe we should also, be a little understanding that it's a brand new game, and I've definitely seen worse games at launch. And I'm expecting this game to get better. I do think it does have some room for improvement. Maybe the story could be a little more engaging. Maybe the characters could speak in a little more of an interested way. But does it make it bad? Holy crap. You could stand here for a moment. But it doesn't mean that this game is bad in any kind of way. It's just different and has its own things that it's going to have to work towards improving. Just like Genshin and just like any other game. Like, I have yet to play a perfect game in my life. And I've played a lot of games that I would say are near perfect, but I've yet to play a literal perfect game in my entire life. So, and I've played lots of games. So, give this game time, let it settle in, let it do what it's trying to do, let the developers, cook a little bit. Because what they have released so far is worthy of being its own game. Like, it's not like it's a bad game. Now, if the story was just horrible, the voice acting was absolutely horrible, if it had all the technical issues, if the combat was bad, if the exploration was bad, if the graphics were bad, then that's just literally what you call a bad game. Like, it's just a bad game at that point. But that's not the case. It checks off some of the boxes. It does check off some good boxes. And then there's some other boxes that are not quite checked, or either they're halfway checked. So, as long as some of the boxes are checked, people will find a reason to play it, me included. So, yeah. Combat gets an S plus though. The movement gets an S plus. The character designs get an S plus. The open world itself, it's an open world, like I said. What do you want from it? It can get anything from a C to a B to an A to an S. Who knows? Because it's an open world. Like, it's one open world, you've played them all, right? Like, but the technical issues, they definitely do get a C minus or a D. It's not. I don't know about a D. For some people, it's an F. I'm sure it depends on what technical issue you're having. If you can't get into the game, that's an F. I get it. But, for some people, it's an S. Some people haven't had trouble. So just give them time to iron it out so that everybody can at least have like an A experience. But I know that sucks. People want it to work off the bat. I mean, and understandably so, because they're the ones that decided to release the game, right? But again, the population is so big that there's probably things they could not see until it was released to the population. So keep that in mind. Try to be a little understanding on that part. And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this game. So I'll probably do another, not first impressions video, because this is my overall first impression right here of the open world and just the general first impression. So I'll probably hang up these first impression videos now. I'll hang them up. Anything from this point forward will likely be different essay videos on specific topics like the story or the characters or things of that nature. But yeah, that'll be it for these. I'm about to just hang up this mic, unplug it, and just play the game for what it is. Get into some more story, get into some more gameplay, get into some more of the open world, and start forming some more detailed opinions about stuff actually in the game. But as far as the game's place in the ecosystem, in the gacha ecosystem, as far as how it relates to Genshin, as far as how it is as its own game, and does it serve a purpose, it gets a passing grade for me. So that's my first impressions of this. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm playing though. Absolutely. That's it. I'm about to go play. Peace out. Oh yeah.
Swift and resolute.
I tell you, the combat though.
I sense your weakness.
Banish all vice.
Okay. Yeah, the combat is litty. Alright, I'm really out now. Peace.